Back at it with another super mix. Today I have 5 more suede leather fragrances that fall into unique categories that all are different. Every fragrance that I've reviewed has a special place in my collection, not just because I like it, but because it does something different. It meets a different requirement, a different occasion, a different note breakdown. It has a different feel, smell, understanding, a different representation. And so I got 5 more that are special, unique, eclectic, and some of them are not talked about. I'm gonna get right up on the list. First is Unique E Luxury Akdinez. Akdinez, at these knees, don't you? I know you were thinking. Oh, okay. This guy, it is a fresh and fruity aquatic. This is nothing short of outstanding performance. And this scent lives on the border of super unique and super easygoing. Essentially, this is at its core a salty pineapple leather. I know when we hear pineapple, sometimes when we hear leather, we just go right to Aventus. It has nothing to do with Aventus. This is not even in the same realm or ballpark as Aventus, although quite really good. The duality of the leather and the salty pineapple act in such a way that this really stands on its own because of the type of leather that they have in here. Now, they have a sandalwood note in the base, and that sandalwood note really takes hold with that leather and it merges with that leather. So you get a creamy leather. It's not like another leather that I've experienced. It is creamy, it's salty, it's fruity, a little drippy, a little sugary, a little watery. It has a watery, minerally blue aspect to it because of there is a myrtle note. The myrtle note is not fishy. It just adds to this blue effect. So essentially I get a blue, salty, pineapple, leather aquatic. This thing is fantastic. I love aquatics, so you're gonna see a lot of aquatics from me. I really want my aquatics to be doing different things. This can go in any season. The heat of the heat, the winter of the winter, because of its strength. Every time I've worn this, someone's always commented, "What is that? What are you wearing?" And it's good. It's a good compliment. It's not like, "Well, what are you wearing?" Because it's so strong. But because it's so strong, they always smell it. And it's always from feet away. I mean, I used to drive for FedEx years ago, and I would throw this on in the beginning of the day and be out in the heat for 6-8 hours sweating, and 6 hours in, 8 hours in, somebody smells this and they're like, "You smell good. You're the best smelling delivery man I've ever experienced." The leather has no rough edges here. It is perfectly smoothed out by that sandalwood. There is a little bit of spiciness from this thyme that's in the middle, and there is some floral aspect that's in the middle and some ambery aspects that are in the base, but this shows no floral characteristics. It shows no dark and brooding characteristics. So they're there to add some fragrant depth. This is fantastic, super strong, worth the buy. What are the notes on this guy? In the top notes, we have sea notes, grapefruit, and lemon. In the mid, there's pineapple, myrtle, thyme, apple, lavender, and white flowers. And in the base, there's leather, cedar, musk, sandalwood, vanilla, amber, and patchouli. Again, what they did here really rides the cusp of unique and appealing while being bold and sophisticated. I'm so intrigued by this because there are flowers in the middle, because there's some darker notes in the base, but you don't really get that at all. You get basically a salty pineapple marine aquatic. This is a blue leather. It's a blue leather with some fruity and salty tones. Nothing overdone. Perfectly managed. Perfectly masculine. Sillage is great. It's going to linger. It's going to stay in the room. It's going to present itself before you. So for those of you who want beast mode, this is beast mode. The longevity, 10 hours, 12 hours. And it's one of those that will start to sit closer at that 6 to 7 hour mark, but it still pushes. Gosh, if you heat up, this thing acts like you just sprayed it. It's basically linear. What you're getting from the beginning is what you're getting to the end. Salty, beautiful pineapple, marine, sandalwoody, creamy leather that comes in. So that leather, no rough edges, and it stays throughout the life of the fragrance. This is a good one. This is a banger. It's talked about, but it's not talked about enough. Unique Luxury Akdinez. Okay, let's talk about the giveaway. And I'm really excited for this one. As you know, I'm a giver. I'm super stoked to be able to do this. I said that when I get to 1,000, and every 1,000, I was gonna do big giveaways and give away 2 or 3 or 4 bottles. And I can't wait. I can't wait. I've been blessed. Something happened and I was able to pick up extra bottles. And so I'm going to give that back. So there's a website that I use. It's called stylerule.com. I'll put it down in the comments. I don't get paid for them. I have no affiliate codes. I use them because they have great prices. They are legit. They've been around for a long time. And the prices that I've gotten from them are beyond amazing. For example, I got the Tumi Continuum set for $70. The 200 mil and the 30 mil for $70 shipped. Can't beat that. Fantastic scent. We're going to talk about this at another time. But I ordered the Tumi Continuum. And if you can't tell, the bottle came broken. So I emailed the company. I said, hey, this is the few times I've ordered from you guys. Everything's been fine, but this bottle came broken. I've attached pictures. Within 5 minutes, not even 5 minutes, 4 minutes later, I get an email. We just sent you a new bottle. We just sent you a whole new set. And I'm like, wow, great, thank you. Obviously, you know, you're trying to take care of your customers. So I definitely want to promote them, and not only because they're good at doing business and taking care of their customers, but the prices are fantastic. I believe that this whole set was $68. So they are sending me a new 200 mil and a new 30 mil. I want the 30 mil because I'm going on vacation and I'm taking a lot of the Tumi 30 mils with me. But when I get the new 200 mil, this is going to be the giveaway for this coming week. So I'll leave somewhere in the video the buzzword for the giveaway. All you have to do is like the video, comment on the video, the buzzword, and be subscribed to the channel, and you'll enter into the giveaway. And for this one, I'm going to do a raffle and we'll see who wins. I'm not just going to pick it out of a hat because now we're getting a lot of people entering and I do want it to be fair. If you've already won, I'll send you something smaller, but I want new people to win too as well. So somebody's getting a 200 mil of Continuum. And let's talk about Continuum. We got Tumi Continuum. This is fantastic. As soon as I smelled this, I instantly got it. And you will too. If you ever went to bars and you had a few drinks, you'll smell exactly what this is like. When you were young and you didn't even know what to drink, you went to the bar and you ordered a drink. I'll take a Jack and Coke. I'll take a rum and Coke. Well, this is a rum and Coke with a slight sweet tobacco note in the background and a slight sweet suede note in the background, added with a little bit of mulled spices. When I was a bartender in college, we used to make drinks and sometimes we would mull the spices. It's a little bowl and it's this little, thing that you kind of press in and you break up the spices to allow the aromatics to come out. This is exactly what that smells like. This is super good, super unique in its category. I really respect, again, what Tumi is doing here. This is one of their stronger fragrances. This will give you 6 to 8 hours performance, a little bit more if you're spraying on clothes like me, and it's very good. Now, I do want to highlight this Coca-Cola note because this Coca-Cola note starts off and absolutely feels and smells, almost tastes like a Coca-Cola note. Then later in the dry down, it almost starts to dissipate and it feels like it gets a little sweeter and it feels like it goes into almost a Dr. Pepper and rum sort of feel with that tobacco and that suede in the background. If you've ever tried Roja's Creation E, that has a really clear, distinct Coca-Cola note, but it's very fizzy. And the fizziness of the actual concoction sort of makes it dissipate and waft and go away. And 2 to 3 to 4 hours into the wear of that Creation E, it's almost gone. Well, I think they solved it because they took away the fizziness of that soda-esque note, and it's a little bit more flat. It's like if you ordered a rum and coke and it's flat, then they added some tobacco essence and some mulled spices, and you are wearing a suede jacket. This is what you get. And because of that fizziness isn't really there, the opening isn't so lively as it's brooding and dark and sexy, and it stays longer. It doesn't really like dissipate. It doesn't have these almost fragrant bubbles that pop as the other sort of Coca-Cola notes do. And that's why I really respect what Tumi is doing here. This is like a more masculine version of Jazz Club. If you ever smell Jazz Club is great. It's not very feminine at all, but women do love that one. This one is pretty masculine down the line. Super unique, and nothing else smells like this. I really enjoy it for what it is. And who's gonna get a 200 ml bottle of this? Because I'm giving it away. I can't use 500 mils of this. What am I gonna do with that? Tumi Continuum. Now, what are the notes on this guy?
The notes for Tumi Continuum are top notes of amber, albanum, and green mandarin. Mid notes of tobacco leaf, orris root, and this cistus in canis once again. Base notes are suede, agarwood or oud, and musk. Again, this is a Coca-Cola and rum without the fizziness that has been dried out, and muddled spices in the background while wearing a smooth suede jacket. A great fragrance for what it is. It holds a space in my collection for an everyday easy wear that has a dark nature that can go into the winter for a great price. Check this one out. Tumi Continuum.
Pause. I'm in a different outfit. Something happened and I want to talk about it. So I filmed what you just saw a couple days ago. And during the filming of that, I talked about how I was excited to do this giveaway. And if you've seen any of my older videos, I talked about how I like to do giveaways and why. As I want to be a giver, and I don't want these things to be idols to me. I don't want to put these over people. I want to put everything in my life in its proper place. And just so you know, when you do this and you start to walk down this road, you start to get processed through certain things. If you ask for patience, your patience is going to get tested. If you ask and say, I want to be a people person, well, then people are going to test you and they're going to see how much of a people person you're going to be. Well, I was so excited about giving away this 200 ml, and I was tested, and I want to share it with you. It's just a moment. I don't want to be too teachy, but I want to be transparent. So, as I said, this 30 ml came broken. Well, I was super excited about this 200 ml, and I'm filming, and I got done filming everything and took pictures of the bottle and everything, and I'm sitting here and I just had filmed the scene. And around my fragrance room, it's all carpet. There's no hard edges except for this desk. There's a desk under here and it has metal feet on it. And wouldn't you know that my 200 ml that I had, not the one that's coming, fell on the ground and this thing bounced. So this is all empty right now. Fell on the ground, it bounced, and right at the one place in the room where there's a little bit of metal, the neck hit the metal and it broke and it started pouring out. And I immediately grabbed it and I saw it and it was like half empty. Now my room smelled like Continuum for about 2 days. It smells good. Well, immediately I just was kind of like shocked. The wind knocked out of me. And I grabbed it and I stopped filming. And I grabbed my phone and I went right to the website and I said, I'm just I'm gonna buy another one. 70 bucks, whatever. I'm gonna buy another one. And then I thought, well, I'm also getting the other 200 mil in. And then I remembered what I was just sharing with you guys and how that I didn't want to put this above other things in my life. And now I'm actually starting to think, well, where does this go with what I just talked about? Do I need another one, number one? And I already promised away this 200 mil that's coming in. Well, what do? I already have enough. I had 100 mil, so I grabbed a decant. This is now 100 mil. I'm having the other 200 mil come in and the 30 mil Traveler. I have 130 mils. That's plenty more enough in my collection. Yeah, I like the bottle. I'm a bottle guy. But do I really need to buy another bottle? No, I don't need another bottle. I have 130 mil. When I'm out, no one's gonna know that this was a broken bottle. They're just gonna know it smells good. And so I decided that I need to stick to what I said I was gonna do and put people first. And it's things like this happen. They happen in life all the time. And this is one of those things that can transcend just fragrances. When you're in a position and you offer yourself to something, that offering is gonna get tested, right? And that test is for your refinement and for your strengthening. And so if this lesson can help anybody out there, if there's just one person that has gone through something like this and they experienced it and they made the mistake of just rushing and going off emotion, which I've done before, then, and this can help them, then I have more than done my due diligence. Again, super blessed and super stoked and super excited to give away that 200 mil that's coming in. I have more than enough. Yeah, now I've got 100 mil. So what, the bottle? I don't have the bottle anymore, but I have this bottle. It's plenty enough. And I just want us to understand that we live with more than enough. So things happen, and when we say we're breaking chains, those chains are going to be tested. They might actually be tightened a little bit more. And what happens when they get so tight? They start to crack. And if you just let them tighten without trying to weasel out of them, they'll crack and they'll break, and that freedom is now yours. So we're chain breakers here. We don't get caught up in our emotions. We don't get caught into drama. I hope this helps somebody. Just want to be transparent. The new one's coming in. Guys, enter the giveaway. This 200 mil, it now means more. I almost thought, well, what else can I give now? Because that little bit of idea of, well, no, I need another one, and now maybe I should take that one. That's the problem. That's what bothers me, is when those thoughts start to come in and I act on those thoughts. That's where the problem happens. Thank the Lord that He strengthened me and I didn't act on those thoughts. Stayed true to the guns. So we're chain breakers. Look out for chain breakers. Next up, and I have to talk about this briefly because the fragrance that's coming after this was a shocker to me, and it somewhat represents this or resembles this. This is Rosendo Mateu's number 5. This is gorgeous. This is strong. This is beast mode. It goes and goes and goes, and it lasts, and then it keeps on going. This is an amber floral musk with a little like benzoin feel, a little bit darker, and then there's a vanilla in here. There's no real discernible florals. The vanilla goes real strong. It gets dark. It's a little sparkly. There is a musk in the background, and then there's this amber feel, almost like there's ambergris, but there's not ambergris. There's a synthetic amber note, and it sparkles. I remember the first few wearings of this years ago. We went to a hockey game, and the periods, then when they stop, get up and get some food or go to the bathroom. And every time I was in the middle of a row and had to walk by about 15 people, every time I got up and went back about 3 times, somebody different was like, you smell fantastic. You smell fantastic. Definitely a compliment puller, great fragrance. It has what almost seems like a little suede in the background. There's no suede note, there's no leather note, but there is something that sort of resembles that. And that brings me to our next fragrance. And that fragrance that Rosendo resembles, that I find amazing for what they did, is none other than Byredo Animalique. This isn't talked about much. This is my scent of the day. So I just sprayed a couple hours ago. I'm gonna get another set on. I'll go one of the shirts for myself. Oh, I love it. The opening really kind of stays well into the mid and the dry down. So where Byredo did different than Rosendo. Rosendo is sweet. It's a bomb. It's a vanilla bomb. It's an amber bomb. It's a musk bomb. And there seems to be a slight suede in the background. Well, what Animalique does is it kicks up the suede note. Now the suede note is in the foreground. It is the smoothest, smoother than smooth, buttery, just elegant suede note. And then there's the vanilla and the musk and a little bit of violet and a little bit of tobacco all the way in the background. So it's like they took the notes of Rosendo and they switched them around. And honestly, for what it does, I prefer this in more settings than I do this. And I've used this quite a bit. You know, when this thing gets about 10 more mLs left, I will buy another one. Absolutely, always have this in the collection. But this guy is like, it can do so many things. And for me, I'm home today. I have 1 or 2 errands later and a couple sessions later. So I'm pretty much chilling, and I wanted something comfortable. I wanted something elegant. I want something that's along the lines of what we're working on. And this suede note really hits, and it comforts me. It's like a hug. I like it. It's so good. It's not as strong as this, but for a Byredo, this is beast mode compared to Byredo. You're absolutely getting 6 to 8 hours out of this. This is fantastic. I was pleasantly surprised by this. I knew that this was going to be good. I actually blind bought this because of the notes, and I was more than successful. The suede is done in such a clean and aesthetically pleasing, slightly creamy way that there's no way you can't like this. No one's not going to really like this fragrance. And for a suede note, this is sexy, uber sexy, bold and soft at the same time. Just beautiful. There's a bright and effervescent opening from the bergamot in the front that doesn't come off as like a lemon or as a floral or as a citric aspect. It just adds to this sparkly nature, and you get this sparkly nature from the get-go. That's why that opening is so beautiful. It's a soft vanillic suede with a touch of vanilla, as this is a bold vanillic amber and musk with a touch of suede. This is a touch of vanilla in this. There's a little bit of violet in the middle that really comes out in the beginning. Adds to a little bit of a powdery aspect, the tiniest bit in the background. And that really helps smooth out the composition. Mainly you're getting this sweet suede note that really makes it feel creamy. Gosh, this is so good, not talked about. Definitely got to go to your Neiman Marcus, get your hands on this, smell it, spray it, give it a chance, walk with it, see how you feel about it. I love it. That is Byredo's Animalique. What are the notes on this? The notes in Byredo Animalique are top notes of bergamot and lemon, mid notes of violet and mimosa, and base notes of suede, amber, and tobacco leaf. Again, this is super pleasant. It's understated elegance, and Byredo is really good at doing understated elegance. Well, they answered the call of making a fragrance that was stronger, that is appealing, Not mass appealing, but extremely appealing to, I would say, most people's noses. Definitely do give this a chance and check this out. Again, that's Byredo Animalique, and I was gonna put this into the next video, the part 3 of the series, and put this as the number 1. I'm not really ranking these, but I just couldn't wait. I was wearing it today. I don't want to hold it back. I kind of get impatient, and I just wanted to give it to you. So if you like my nose, if you kind of trust my suggestion, go and smell this. See how you like it. For me, this is fantastic. Byredo Animalique. And next up, and we have to put it in here, if we're talking about suede note, we're talking about one of the best, one of the most unique. We gotta talk about Marc Antoine Barrios, Ganymede. Ganymede is otherworldly. It's like you took a fragrance that was made in another solar system and you brought it here. Now, this can be very polarizing to a lot of people. Some people smell this and they fall in love with it, like me. Some people smell this and say it smells like the back room of a Barnes and Nobles. It smells like an old book. It smells like stale paper. Everybody's chemistry and everybody's nose is a little different. Definitely a little bit more for the seasoned veteran of fragrance. That being said, I've had 4 friends come over and either pick a wedding day scent or a proposal scent. 3 out of the 4 of them have sampled everything, and 3 out of the 4 of them have picked Ganymede and just fallen in love with it. And these aren't super fragrance guys. Afterwards, they started getting in the fragrance, but they smelled 30, 40 different fragrances. They had a few loves, but this was the adore. This was literally, I am wearing this to go and propose to my wife. So as this being a usual suspect, it's minerally, it's suede-y, it's a little bit almost blue without being aquatic. It has a little bit of spiciness that almost feels otherworldly. It doesn't feel like a spice that comes from the kitchen. This is cold and inviting at the same time. If you like this, and I have reviews of this next one I'm going to show you, then you will like this one. And I do believe that this one is a little bit more accessible because it adds a little bit of sweetness. This is called Virtus Anca. I've done a review on this. I have a review on my channel. Please go check it out. It's an in-depth review. I'm just going to be quick here. This Anca by Virtus is, number 1, half the price of this Ganymede. Number 2, it's like they took Ganymede and they took a sweet vanilla and a slightly sweet oud from Virtus. If you ever tried Virtus's vanilla oud, it's like they took vanilla oud and Ganymede, put them in the bottle, mixed it up, let it sit, and that's what you get. And this is so good. It's so good, and it's so strong. I want to say that it's just as strong, if not a little stronger, than Ganymede. And we all know Ganymede pushes strong. So Virtus Anca has that suede effect, and that suede effect isn't so forefront. It is almost perfectly even as you get this suede mineral aspect, this otherworldly ethereal scent with a very even and intense vanilla and a slight oud that is the sweetened is taken off of the oud. Virtus Anca. You got to try this. I'm going to keep pushing it. My dad always said if something's worth saying once, it's worth saying 100 times. I'm going to keep saying this until somebody keeps trying it and you guys fall in love. The first person who won the giveaway got a sample of this. They messaged me back and they said this was fire. They loved it. So I know that this is going to take hold probably in a year or 2 or 3 when people start getting it. Hopefully it gets a little cheaper by then, but it's really not bad. I think I got this bottle for like $110. Very good for the Virtus. That is Virtus Anca. Suede on fleek. Do we still use those words? Suede on fleek. What are the notes on Virtus Anca? Now, the notes on Virtus Anca, like I've said before in my other review, are all over the place. So if you think that you might not like these notes or they might not be appealing to you, give it a try, get a sample, because these notes don't resemble anything of what it's like. In the top notes, we have saffron, grapefruit, and peach. In the mid, we have clove, cistus, incanus, in canis, in heinous, and nutmeg and carrot seeds. And in the base notes, we have amber, sandalwood, fir, and oak moss. Again, dude, this is a hidden gem. It's in the hidden gems video. Go look at all the notes and the in-depth breakdown of it, because suede kills it here. And this is so much more than suede. So if you're looking for a new gem that no one's going to know what it is, but they're going to enjoy it, a little bit more pleasing than Ganymede, still having that suede aspect, that minerally, ethereal, otherworldly sort of blue vibe, Virtus Anca. Check it out. Okay, guys, thank you for coming. Thank you for showing up. Thank you for riding on this journey with me. I am loving this, having a good time doing this. And the fun part of the giveaway, dude, the giveaway, 200 ml bottle of Tumi Continuum. It's coming right for you. I got it in the mail. It's coming back. So I really want to share that with you. So please enter the giveaway. You must be subscribed to the channel. You must like the video, thumbs up, and you must comment on the video. And give me a comment of what your scent of the day is, because maybe I'll see something that I don't know. I'll do some research on it, and I'll probably grab a sample, and maybe it'll get added to the collection. Thanks for riding along. Sensavant, and we out.